what's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Fellas, coming to you from Hall Pass Media in Newport Beach, this is Missin Curfew. Obes, the Updog in studio, and our boy, the Richie fella, from the friendly confines of Pine Canyon. I love that little train stop there after 9, Updog. It's nice. You just fucking give me a double something, and I'll have a little dog on the side there, fella.
I don't want to throw this out there lightly, but the no invite there yet. It's it's not perfect.
It's a Pine Canyon.
Richie, I don't know if I got that. Throw some dings. I'll have you both in. We'll get. Yeah. See, it's got to be a little fella tour at some point. I know that the member guest is pretty tight, but.
The member guest is the same week, unfortunately, as a Dick Pickup Invitational.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, or else I'd be going there to try to,
we gotta
make up for a poor display the first year.
Oh, but Rich, I'm just going to throw it out there, whether I bring the kids or me and Obes just come in solo mission, I think it's time that, I see the greens.
The one thing
she's nice.
The one thing I do is nice up there. Bring your allergies away. The allergies to the fucking fans, they have returned. And don't light a match anywhere. Fucking make sure your cigar's out before you put her in the
dry.
She get a little dry up there. But one thing I have known since, working with Richie this year, and he's been a great teammate at Missin Curfew, your guys' schedules are both jam-packed, like completely jam-packed. Like with 3 kids, 2 kids, it's tough. It's tough to as a guy who doesn't have kids, once you start popping them out, it's tough to plan stuff.
I think we just get Richie though, good weekend. I'll rent a house. Fucking, we'll go up there. We'll put the kids in camp. Put the kids in a camp, eh? We did. Fucking
100%. And they got some nice. They got nice club cabins. They got 4-bedroom. They got kitchens. They're right there. You can walk everywhere. You don't even need a golf cart. Like they rent the clubhouse. Yeah, boy, I'd love to have you guys out. Maybe we'll plan something. This summer's kind of slipping past me. To be honest, all the dates are getting full, but. We could put something on the books for next summer, like in July or whatever. Bring families, no families, do whatever, but it'd be great.
Isn't that crazy that I'm with you, my summer already too. It's like summer, I guess, hasn't even officially started and we're already like, oh fuck boys, my summer. Sorry, let's get you on the books for 26. It's like that but that's what life's like now.
It is. But put the seasons aside, I think that we get some long summers here, right? So we can really
we got no golf course though coming up.
Oh, we're fucked. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to hit up all my boys.
That's why he wants to watch.
No, but wow, the fall Richie up there must look just incredible with the leaves when they turn and everything. Like it's got to be just special up there. Come October, November.
Yeah, I would say my favorite month up here is middle of September and October. My favorite month, 2 months up here, just because you said that all the leaves are changed color. They're all red. You get the pine trees. The weather's perfect. A little crisp in the air. And the course is great. And there's a lot of people are back in Scottsdale or wherever they're from for, kids are back in school. So the course is empty. You can run it back, play as many holes as you want every day. So
yeah, see his daughter's back in school in Scottsdale.
Get a deal on a crib though.
When do your kids start school around here?
Izzy's in pre-kindergarten starting probably September.
They start August in there as well.
July. We got my oldest is July 31st and August 1st for the youngest. Crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't even know, actually, to be honest. Yeah. Just blowing smoke up your ass. Yes, I know Izzy's in pre-K. That's all I know. I don't know when it starts.
Yeah. No, you can listen. If you're gonna have the Updog up there, just make sure he puts his credit card down when he checks in. You don't want to run up that tab on you. 3 kids, his drinking habits. Fuck, you'll get that bill at the end. You're like, holy, what the hell just happened here?
the old water slide bill and the pool bill there.
What is this 14 bottles of red wine here? Where I don't remember drinking those. I don't remember drinking those. But it's right up your wheelhouse. It's like we've talked about before. It's adult and kids paradise. Like if you have kids, it's great. If you just want to go up there and have a good time, you can have a great time as well.
Richie, how was your Father's Day, buddy? Happy Father's Day to you.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, boy.
To you, buddy.
Yeah.
Mine was fantastic. They had a little father daughter son golf tournament. So I took my 2 kids and played in a little 18 hole. But they moved all the tees up, like 150, and had little fun games where you'd hit the wrong way, you had to putt different ways, all this little fun games. Water balloon hole, you throw a water balloon at your dad while he's hitting the ball, all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of fun. So we just did that, and then I came home and had a nap and watched the US Open. They went to the pool, and I just chilled, kicked the feet up, and then we did a little dinner, barbecue dinner down. They have a little soccer field park thing, and we just did that down there with a bunch of people. It was a lot of fun. So how was yours?
Mine was good. We had a Saturday night at Lupul's house. We met his new little girl.
Emerson.
Yeah, we saw Emerson.
Good hair on.
Watched I had the kids over. It was a good time, and then I got up early, played golf Sunday morning, and I got absolutely shit faced by Newton. I was pinned. I was drinking frozen margaritas. I met the kids at the pool for about an hour, and then we went over to my brother-in-law Matt had his little guy's second birthday, and we watched the rest of the game. The rest of the U.S. Open, there, had tacos. Good thing Christina was driving because I was lit. I mean, I woke up Monday and I was like, holy shit.
Too drunk to walk, so you drove, eh?
Yeah, what just happened?
Sorry, boys, too drunk to walk.
Father's Day today? No, it was yesterday. I'm like, okay.
Okay, shit.
It was good, though. It was great.
That's awesome. So you got pinned on Father's Day. That's great. What are the rules? Like, how does it work? Like, at Father's Day, like, let's just say, hypothetically, you were a father and you said, okay, on Father's Day, I want to go to Vegas with my friends. Does that fall like even like I want a day, but you got to be with your kids, right? Like you can't just leave your kids. Obviously,
listen, it's your day.
Like, could you say to the wife, like, listen, I want to go play golf and just be by myself for the day, and I'll see, or do you have to still do the family thing? What's the rule book say?
You could tell your wife anything.
You can
on Father's Day, yeah. But I think morally, you want to be around like your kids so they can enjoy their Father's Day.
Yeah,
it's not so much as your day, which is why you always say, hey, Dad, happy Father's Day. You know, it's as much as the kids' day to celebrate like their dad and write them a card, or like Richie said, you know, have water balloons thrown at them on the tee box. Like you want them to kind of enjoy what Father's Day means. So I think there's a good separation. You go like what I did. You go get pinned, and then you know, your kids get to see you around noon and 1 o'clock. And then you spend the rest of the day with them. But ultimately, like the mothers would tell you on a Mother's Day, they do whatever they want. They go to the spa. You have to feed the kids. You know, you make sure the house is clean.
I would say, you know, wives and girlfriends do whatever they want 365 days a fucking year, if you want my God honest truth.
Well, then,
like,
then wait till you get their first Mother's Day and they don't do anything.
Yeah, I just find like, and maybe relationships are different, but like, or marriages are different. Maybe they're not all like this, but I also always find of any of my buddies that are married, for myself included with a living girlfriend, I love McKenna, but like anytime I want to do something, you got to run it, you know, hey, I'm going to go to Vegas to watch, you got to run it by them.
Yeah.
Like if your girl came to you and said, I'm going to go somewhere, would you ever say, no, you can't go?
No, but
because you want her to go.
Yeah.
But the way the women work, they don't really want you to go. Hey, Rich, they don't really want you to go.
No, they don't.
Why is that?
I think we're wired a little different.
I think if you find
I have a feeling we're wired a little different.
I think if you found the right one, she'd be happy you gone. So like you know, you're happier at home, and like, you know, you get your little release of fun, and you get to come back. You're a new changed man.
No, listen, there's nothing better than coming back from fellow tour and coming home to Mac Miller. It's great. I'm sure you guys come back to your daughters and your son. Like it's awesome to come home to someone for sure. I'm just saying the first guy that did it, like if there was like whatever, the first guy that got married, you think his buddy would be like, how is it, bud? And he'd be like, oh, not great. I can't really do anything. I can't go. And then it would have stopped right. It would have stopped right then. Stopped. And it was like, okay, listen.
Not great, bud.
I mean, Richie, you're married. You're a year in. I'm engaged. I'm almost a year into that. I can see how like when you finally tie the knot, it completely changes. Like where you're kind of like locked into some legal binding agreement of like, don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Or like I leave with the kids. But I think it's that way anyway. If you fucked up, no matter if you're married or you're not, you know, your life is going to change if she just bounces because she just is sick of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess the problem too, Rich, is there's always a better guy out there that'll follow the rule book, right? Like if we were all on the same page and we set the standard of, hey boys, this is how it's going to be, all right? Just, we're going to do what we want. We're not going to give them much, you know, but they know, you know, through my, you know, relationships, they knew that they could get rid of my shenanigans and there'd be somebody else nicer there that's going to, you know, play by the rule book, right?
Everyone to be a degenerate.
I think back in the day, they should have set the standard and be like, this is how it works here.
Like, I need you to have a short temper. I need you to be a booze bag. And if she ever leaves, just fucking let her go. Yeah. Don't let her come back.
Jesus.
Jeez.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I always there's a little bit of balance in life, right? If you want to have a family and you want to do that, you got to find a little balance where you can have some time with your boys, you can golf, you can do your thing that you want to do, and then also be a good dad and a good husband. So you got to have a little balance. I think we all know life is a bit about give and take. So yes,
no, I've learned that living with my girl, I got a great girl. I got very lucky, but it's a constant give and take, and
Just get the checklist up. Like one good thing you do there, make sure she knows. That thing over here, she let me go to Vegas. Okay, she gets 2 checks over here, and you just keep a nice little balanced whiteboard.
I just wonder how they're like, why, we don't care if they go somewhere, but they care where we go. I don't understand. It's just like, hey, Rich, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I encourage trips.
Boys, sorry, I got off the rails there. I don't know where I was going with that. We all got great girls. We're all lucky. You guys got pure.
Where are we going, by the way? Where are we going? Where are we going?
I think I know where to go. If I do want to go somewhere, I was just like, when you're single, listen, you can be lonely when you're single. That plays parts of it. There's certain guys I've known that I'm like, listen, you don't have it in it to be single. You're an indoor cat. You can't get out there and fend for yourself.
Play with those guys.
But the one good thing about being single is you can do whatever you want whenever you want.
Totally.
And you don't have to ask a single person anything. As long as your MX has enough room on.
You're running on some huh? You're going to fine line here. What is it?
You just have to ask the guy above, hey, Lord our Father, should I be doing this? Or
no, listen, I'm happy.
Just let me say this. So it's like as I got older too, like I love hanging out with Jess. We have a lot of fun together, right? So to me, that's the key is like we go on trips a lot of times together with other couples that we enjoy hanging out with. So you kind of get your guy time a little bit there. They can hang out with the women. You can do your thing, but at the end of the night, you come together and you're still like having fun, but you can do your own thing some days. There's some,
Yeah, no. So listen, it's all about timing. I got lucky. I couldn't be happier where I am. I'm just spitballing here about the whole grand scheme of it here, where like just the way it really works.
Yeah, society.
Yeah, it makes me wonder the boys back in the day, like what they were fucking thinking.
Yeah, maybe just get into the wild on like just go north for a while and just see like if you
like who was the first guy that got married? Like who was is there any way you can track down
him caveman or what?
Was it Jack and Jill or who was that? Is that like what's it Jack and Jill? Isn't that what they are? What are they called? Adam and Eve. Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill.
The hill there.
Yeah, Adam and Eve went up. I think, was he the first one, Adam? Was he the one that said, I'm going to get married to this?
Adam.
No, he couldn't control Eve. She was running around.
So he wanted to slow her down. Eve was slutting up around town and said, hey, I'm going to marry you.
To slow her down.
If you love her, you can change her, eh? If you love her, you can change her.
This is fucking much.
Listen, I'm just being Happy Father's Day. Listen, we all have. You guys got beautiful wives. I got a great girlfriend. I'm just joking here. It's Missin Curfew. We're just having a little time. But
is this a curfew call?
I would like to talk to the first dumb fuck that got married. But anyways, what did you guys get a gift? Do you get gifts on Father's Day, or is it just about being with your lovely kids, or do they gift you some golf balls or a golf glove?
Yeah, my mother-in-law got me golf balls. My kids made me each a card, and Christina gave me a couple $1,000 in crypto.
Oh, fucking. There's that. Now that's a fucking.
He said, I don't know what to get you, but I know you love crypto, so here's $1,000. Here's a couple $1,000.
Did you lose that yet, or have you traded it yet?
No, it's so she gave it to me in dollars in USDC, so I haven't actually spent it. It's just in the wallet as money, and thank God, because this week with the war going on, things got smacked. So anyway, I'm in the positive.
So now you can buy a coin.
Now I can buy. Yeah, I could either buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or.
Okay, so it's sitting here. It's sitting
as a dollar. Yeah.
Well,
how'd the golf balls go? They weren't like pinnacles.
No, she got me Pro Vs.
Okay, good.
And actually, number 99 on them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So I sent Gretz a picture Sunday morning. I said, look at these balls. I made a birdie on one, and then I went double. Anyway, I had the 99 balls. Nice ball.
There you go.
What'd you get, Rich?
I got some cards for the kids. They made me breakfast. And then what else did I got? Yeah, I got a golf shirt. I got kind of a nice, like a heavyweight t-shirt, kind of, a classier t-shirt. And then Jess got me a shirt that's way too small and she's going to wear it. So,
ooh, that old trick. Good job, Jeff.
Yeah, that old trick.
That old trick.
You're a medium? No, I'm a large. You know that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll wear it.
But yeah, it was a great day. And we spent a lot of time together, and I don't need, we all have enough stuff. We don't really need much. So it was good. The cards from the kids are always the best.
Yeah. And listen, you guys are great parents and, great dads, I should say. And, congrats on the great fathers. You guys deserve it. Do you think if our girls listened to that little segment, they would have, problems with something that was said there? Or
no,
more you.
They just, I think they'll understand. We're just spitballing.
Just spitballing here.
I don't think you're actually.
You want to text McKenna right now?
Hey, Matt Miller.
Gobi actually chasing down the guy that first started the wedding
What's
thing.
a piece?
I don't think you're actually going
See, here we go. When did marriage begin? In depth. When did marriage begin? 4,300 years ago.
That's cave.
Yeah, let's see. There wasn't much to do back then, right? So you're like, fuck it, I'll get married, right? I can see that. I'm bored, right? There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. You get married, right?
Yeah. There's no way to get a hold of you. You can run around town, do whatever you want. Take it. I'll see you in a week, sweet.
No cell phones there. No cell phones. Anyways, listen. Whoops has a kid. It's unbelievable times. I'm happy for you boys. U.S. Open, which obviously falls on Father's Day, which is a great tradition. I gave Peter a call. He was out watching Porter play baseball. I gave Peter the old FaceTime. But the U.S. Open, boys, Oakmont, my goodness, what a track. Listen, I shot 87 last Wednesday at Big Canyon. Had I hit it like that at Oakmont, I don't think I break 120. Seriously. Like, it's just this baby bit back. I thought it was great. I didn't miss a shot from Friday on. What'd you guys think of it? I got rinsed on all my bets. I had Scheffler, Rahm, and Morikawa. Morikawa for top 10, the other two to win. And then I took Scott heading into the last round. I thought with his major championship, with the Masters, and he's been there, I thought he would be the guy, but didn't work out.
Yeah, I caught a bunch of it Sunday. I watched sporadically throughout the week. Not only was the golf course in play, but Mother Nature came to play. And this was the back nine with the water break, the rain delay, and then the greens the way they were, the guy's hands, you could see the rain coming down. Like, it became really, really hard. So, who was it? McIntyre that got in the clubhouse. By the way, I love the way lefties play. I hate his game. But
yeah, he's an ugly looking Scot, isn't he?
Like the way that
he's
the
a good
whole
player.
look of his lefties, he makes it look bad for lefties.
And he's just a sloppy looking guy.
We got Thigala and Phil.
Sloppy, isn't it?
Sloppy.
Yeah, he's a little sloppy.
Like, and he's in the clubhouse, like leaned back on his chair.
Yeah, he's not. You're not going to see him on the cover of Golf Digest anytime soon, no. But he can scrap it around. It was Scott.
So I was cheering for Victor Hovland, boys. He was kind of my guy going in. I bet him, in a match play on the last day against Burns, which he won for me. But he made some incredible shots from the rough obes on a couple like 60, 70 yards pitch shots to just keep him in the hunt. But it was a great finish. It was a very successful tournament for how hard they made it. I think the guys really struggled with it, and that was their goal. But an awesome fucking tournament to watch, boys.
Rich, did you see your boy Wyndham Clark went fucking Buck Diddy on the old locker at Oakmont, kicked the fucking shit out of it?
He's going to have to get that mental coach back on the payroll, I think.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, I'll tell you what, for
stress, though.
a mental grind, like every day they came off the course, you could tell, Rich, that these guys were spent.
Well, I mean, yeah, no kidding they were. Especially, like you said, on that Sunday, man. There was no, the back nine was just that Taro Hatton was throwing clubs. I mean, JJ Spawn shot 40 on the front. You don't think you're going to win a U.S. Open shooting 40, do you, on the front?
No. I'll tell you what, the rain delay couldn't have come at a better time for old Spawner. He got some bad breaks off the get-go.
How bad? Yeah, hitting the pin,
and then he hit a rake. I was like, this guy's in one.
Yeah. But good on him. He hung in there, man. That's what he said. He's just hang in there. You never know what's going to happen. Everyone kind of came back to him, and he just kind of held steady. Made a couple birdies coming in.
Yeah.
Right?
Bogeyed 5 of his first 6, right?
Oh, yeah. He shot 40 on the front.
40.
That little fucking buttery cut that he hit on 17, which, by the way, that 17 looks like such a fun hole, especially for you two guys that can drive it long. I'm fucked because I can't hit it 300 yards. So I have to hit like a little fucking 5-wood up there and try to get her up and down. But for these guys, it's unbelievable. He hit that buttery little cut up there that bounced in there. He said he practiced it on the practice rounds because they have an idea where the hole's going to be. And he stepped up there and made the 3. And then obviously the bounce, Hovland pulling it right in behind his ball was the golf gods helping him out. The one problem I did have, boys, was with the Sam Burns not getting a drop. Like, you got to give the guy relief there. There's a goddamn puddle in the swing, and they didn't give him a drop. And he asked 2 of the USGA guys, just give him relief. There's not one golfer out there that's going to complain about him getting relief there.
No.
Right?
But I feel like, and I talked to, shout out to Will Tipton, one of the best golfers in our club for sure, Obes, most decorated. And he was just saying USGA's rules to the PGA's rules are just, or a local rule book is so intense. Like the way they, and you look at the past, the way they've treated DJ in those bunkers, and it's just, their rules are ruthless. It's like fucking hitting off Bigfoot's fucking foot.
Yeah.
You gotta play it as it lies.
I had hit off Frankenstein's fat foot over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, the USGA's they're ruthless. Like they were talking about, I was watching live at the U.S. Open in between. I think the second round they're talking about there's gonna be rain and if they would allow lift clean in place because of mud balls, like no chance. Like USGA will never allow you to play lift clean in place. That's how gnarly they are.
It's wild.
What a putt.
But what a putt. I mean, what a putt. And what a golf course, though. Like, with the turnpike going right in between the course, like, you never see that anymore where they build a course with the turnpike right in between it. And listen, I thought it was fair, though. If you hit fairways, it put a premium, Richie, on hitting fairways. If you hit fairways, you had a chance. You missed a fairway, that's why I would have gotten eaten alive out there.
You were certainly done. What was his final score? Was it 1 under?
-1. He won it with the 1 under.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy, eh?
I would love to play that track just to see. Imagine playing it today. Like, the members probably get out and get to play it the next couple of days before they bring all the stuff down here.
It's out there. Big guy.
Good sight. A highlight of the week was when the rain delay happened and they put on the old Tiger at
Torrey's.
South. Oh,
Yeah, Rocco.
How great was that?
That was awesome.
that was the year he hurt his knee because he was out working with with the Navy SEALs down there.
Tore his ACL, right? Or
Yeah.
broke his leg?
Yeah, he fucked his. I think it might have been the beginning of his ACL issues, but he was out there kind of hobbling, but making like putts and shots.
2 eagles. He eagled 15 and 18.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
That long birdie putt or that long eagle putt.
Yeah.
It's all sick. Anyway, that was a highlight. Everyone's like, "What? Tiger's back?" I'm like, "No, fuck, it's rain delay." Like,
2008.
How drunk are you guys? Fuck, it says 2008 on the TV. How drunk are
they're
you?
all pinned.
It's only Father's Day, for fuck's sakes. Tighten up. One thing I did notice about that 2008 coverage is I used to think Tiger's like pants were like tailored perfect. They're a little baggy, eh? That was the look back then,
I
right?
kind of love him back now.
Yeah, if you watch that stick,
up, he's gonna be all over that.
what the baggy pants?
No, I'm not. But I am actually wearing these white ones today. But these ones have a little bag to them. But I will say, Obes, if we can talk about stick for a sec, the last episode was a little off its rocker.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about the last episode.
Yeah, that's the episode I was talking about.
Hey, you seen episode 4 before me then?
Yeah.
So I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it yet, boys.
I seen episode 4 and I was like, nah, this isn't perfect. But episodes 1 through 3 I thought were good, and then 4 you're like,
That's a little dicey.
I want to be hard on my little guy. You know,
Yeah.
the image is the soft they're portraying is pretty soft.
Soft. Well, go ahead, Rich.
No, that's it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking. Well, no, I'm not looking forward to it as much.
No, you'll watch it, and I hope it gets better. I know it will. I have faith. But the episode 4 I had a big issue with.
Okay.
Next year, U.S. Open, Pebble Beach. I love a West Coast U.S. Open because you know what, boys? You don't have to worry about weather. Like
Pebble, though.
the rain delay. Oh, yeah, I guess you can rent a Pebble. What am I talking about?
This time of year, you're usually pretty good, aren't you?
You're usually pretty good, though. But yeah, you can get a little fucking gnarly at
Pebble
Pebble.
can get cold. It can get windy. It get windy. Oh, nice 7 into the wind. Hello. Or 6.
I didn't play that after they play that one. That'd be great, eh? Wouldn't it?
I'm sure fucking Ice Picks old man will probably be up there playing after. I don't know if we're going to get the invite to that one or not, boys, but I don't know if we're on the list of that one. But I think for 1 week a year, though, it's good to challenge these guys. Like, you could see, like, I mean, most weeks on the PGA Tour, it's a birdie fest, right? 20 underwins, 25 underwins. And there's a lot of talk about rolling the golf ball back because these guys hit too far. I just think if you made the rough longer week in and week out, like not obviously Oakmont length, but like penalize these guys for missing fairways. Like that's why I liked it because it was fun to see them get penalized.
Fairways in a little bit.
Yeah,
which you can.
Yeah.
First cut, a little thicker. Second cut, like you said.
Yeah.
Instead of 6 inches, like make it 3.5.
Yeah, exactly. Just
There's other ways to do it besides rolling the golf ball back. I agree.
they're not going to roll the ball back on us, right? I need all the distance I can get. They're not rolling it back on the average player, are they?
No, I don't think so.
I'm fucking 187 away from being a 10 handicap here, which I don't want to be a double-digit handicap. That's you can't even play in the Friday game, I don't think, if you're a 10.
Yeah.
Can you?
They let Kurt Olson play in there, don't they?
Wow. That's just he's royalty at Big Canyon, right? He still tries to play the blue tees.
Are you a 9 right now?
I'm a 9, but I'm trending. I just shot 87 Wednesday. I'm one more 85 away from going to a 10, which is fucking brutal. Good for the member guest though, eh, Rich?
Hey, that's what I was just thinking.
It's good for the member guest, bud.
A 10-shot spread there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. It was a great U.S. Open. Good coverage by NBC Golf. Kisner, I thought, did a hell of a job. I'm not exactly sold on Smiley Kaufman. I think they can maybe bring somebody better than that. But Kisner does a hell of a job, and I just thought the coverage from the time he woke up out here on the West Coast till dinner time, it was on all 3 days. It was unbelievable. So before we go to break, let's not forget this show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. We'll be right back, fellas. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Updog, Richie fella. Olympics right around the corner. Believe it or not, I know it's not until February, but that'll be here before we know it. You had to pick the 6, just like the 4 nations. Canada only changes Reinhardt for Marchand. I think we can all agree with that. Pointer deserves to be on there, right? Top 6, Braden Point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sure does.
Yeah. Those are the 6 that you got to go with.
You could probably add a couple more guys in there. I mean.
Yeah, but if you had to pick the 6, is those the 6?
So let me ask you this. Just because Canada's Canada, right? And, who would be 7 and 8 if you could pick them? Who would you put? Would you put Parayko in there?
No.
Would you put
Kyle, put up the 4 nations roster, please.
Put up Petro?
No.
Oh, and Devon Taves.
Davon.
Yeah,
Okay.
Taves
Devon
in there
Taves.
for
Okay,
sure.
so there's
Devon
one.
Taves.
And then forward, though, now. Forward.
Okay. Sam Bennett.
The run.
Sam Bennett.
No Crosby?
Crosby's on there. Sam Bennett. Who on that list? Who on the 4 nations team? Richie, I don't know if you can see this,
I
unfortunately.
can't see it.
Yeah. Who do you think, go to the forwards there? Who do you think might not be on? Konechny, I'm going to say, is not on the.
Jarvis?
Jarvis is not on the Olympic team.
Marner.
I'm going to say Sorelli. Fuck, I know Coop loves him, but I'm going to say Sorelli doesn't make the team either.
Who's coaching? Is Coop coaching?
And I'm going to say, yeah, Coop's cool. And I'm going to say Stone doesn't make it either. It's on the big ice, right?
It's going to get competitive. It's on, I want to say Italy's going to build the big ice, yeah.
Stone can't play then.
Let me ask you this, Obes. Do you think Celebrini has a chance?
Yes, I do. I do think he has a chance, especially the way he played at World Championships and the impression he made on Sid. Yes, I do.
Okay. That's why, because he can skate, he can skill, he's,
And let's be honest, no one's been harder on this guy than me, but Connor Bedard needs to make this team, does he not?
Yeah, if he wants to be a superstar in this league, he should be pushing for this. But he's going to have one hell of a start because he's not even in the mix right now.
Tom Wilson on the team?
should be.
Yeah, I think he is.
Mitch Marner?
I mean, he's going to be on the team.
Zach Hyman?
Good chance.
I think you bring Hyman just with the old
Chris
Chris
Hyman's
Cruz.
in there.
Yeah, I think you bring Hyman just because put him on McDavid's line. But one thing I do want to say is last time they played was not 2010, the year after that, right? What was the Olympics after that?
2014. It was well, no,
4 years after 10. Oh, you dumb fuck.
Sochi, yeah.
the
TJ Oshie shootout.
Okay, but where were they? Turin, Italy?
Sochi.
No, Sochi. Oh, yeah, Russia. I just think this is probably going to be Sidney Crosby's last Olympics. He needs to be the fucking flag bearer, right?
Yeah.
Like, hands down, no questions. Sidney Crosby carrying the flag in.
for sure.
Because this is probably it for him.
100%.
Right?
That is it for him.
This is probably it for him. I just think that's a no-brainer for the Canada Olympic Committee.
That's well said. You heard it here.
Yeah.
I would 100% guarantee.
And then on the back end of Canada, you know, Bo Byram is a kid I love. With that big ice, the way he can skate. I think Evan Bouchard, nobody's harder on this kid than me, but I think in the right situation, you maybe bring him as your extra guy, PP kind of guy, but you got Makar, so you don't need him. Actually, scratch that. Take that off. Cut that. Cut that shit, Kyle.
Listen,
cut that shit, Casey.
Fuck him.
Cut that shit. He's fucking off the team.
Yeah, this was Mackenzie Weegar's line mates. We had, Mackenzie Weegar on this week, but he had Montour, Spurgeon, Riker Evans, Noah Dobson, Mike Matheson, Travis Sanheim as all D guys.
I think
over at the World Championship.
Yeah, I think Sanheim's off the team. I think
Harley's on it.
Wow.
Harley's on it.
Doughty's not going to play in the team.
You don't think Drew's going to make it?
You
It's
think
tough
he
to
is?
say, right? It depends how he has it
Yeah.
next year.
Once again, the big ice. I'm assuming it's on the big ice, right? Do we know that for certain?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I just think you got to bring some guys that can get up and go. But
Josh Morrissey.
I think Weegsy will have a really good shot.
like, I think Montour should be in the mix too. The way that kid could
He
skate.
skates.
Like, I think Monty. Like, I love Weegsy, baby. I hope they both can make it. But if you're looking from a pure skater perspective, you got to give the advantage to Montour.
Does Philip Deneau have a shot?
God, I hope not.
No.
What about? Fuck, I'd love to see Braden Shen on there, but he's
Nah, it's a big ice. And that plays a factor in it too, right? Like how you're building your team, Richie. Like you've been in those meetings with NHL
Well,
teams.
who
Like,
else we're missing? Josh Morrissey.
Morrissey will be on there. Theo, Shea Theodore's on. You got to think fucking Petro's on. Taves.
I saw Shea
So you
Theodore.
got 6, and then you needed probably 8, right? So
I think they take 8.
I met Theodore last weekend in Vegas at the Coldplay show. Oh, good guy.
How good kid I play with?
Yeah, nice guy. Yeah. Where'd you play with him?
San Diego.
Nice.
I had his D partner. You heard a lot of this.
Him and Ike's were there.
Skate, Theo, skate.
Oh, yeah.
That's I was like, you go for me. You go back and get the puck, kid. I'll hold up and I'll hold the front of the net. I had him going corner to corner. Like I would just hold the net and he would go back and forth. I'm like, go. and Dally was okay with it. Dally's like, yeah, oh my God, you don't want me fucking getting in foot races. It wasn't pretty.
No. Like the windshield wiper just going back.
Yeah, good kid though.
Yeah,
I sat in between him and Montour. That's where Dally stuck me, right in between those two boys.
All Hall of Famers.
Risky move by Dally there. Risky move. Oh, Dally whacker.
that way.
Dally whacker.
Just a couple.
All right, KC, let's move on to so Crosby carrying the flag. You heard it here first at Missin Curfew. You Team USA, the Kachuk brothers, I'm glad they named Brady right away. Fuck, he deserves it after the way he played in the Four Nations. Our boy Ikes, Matthews, Quinn Hughes, and once again, Charlie McAvoy, who actually played great in the Four Nations before he did get hurt, but I just don't know if you need to name him right away. But KC, as an American, you okay with those 6?
Yeah, love those 6. I've been talking with some friends, and we all kind of hope one of those Kachuk brothers gets to see just the way those guys lead, the way those guys play. I think that'd be awesome to see one of those guys wearing the C.
Yeah. Give it right to Matty.
Yeah, Maddie's got to have her, I think.
And then you look at forwards. You got to think Cole Caulfield's on the team. Tage Thompson, I think you can, put his name in Sharpie. He's on the squad.
Clayton Keller wore the C over at World Championships.
Kells, I'd love to see him on. I think he's going to be like you said, you got to have a good year.
Yeah.
You got to be a bubble guy.
Tage Thompson's there.
Yeah, Tage Thompson's on the team for sure.
Dylan
The guys coming off for them, or you got to think no Kreider, maybe not Brock Nelson, Rich again.
Yeah, I would think he's probably off at this point.
I'd say no Trocheck.
Probably no Troche.
Yeah.
Were you guys shocked that Sweden named Landy already? He's already been named just because he only played. I know he's back, but to me that one was kind of, you might want to wait and see how Landy kind of does all.
I think it's good just for morale. I think it's good to give him a little, he worked his balls off to get back this year. He's back. I think it says a lot for Swedish hockey that, they could put Landy there. Now, whether or not if he's not healthy, he's not healthy, but I think they're going to have him along for his leadership, and he's a cup winner. I mean, how many of these Swedes are going to come in and captain the Stanley Cup, winning team, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's all the way.
Yeah.
I was going to ask before we move on from USA, there's a chance that all 3 Hughesers are on that team, right? Yeah, but defenseman has a chance, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think the little Hughes Luke is it would be a great pick, and I think it's a great story. You got two Kachuk brothers, and you got
3 brothers on the Hughes brothers.
By the way, I saw Luke Hughes play live last year over Christmas in New York, and this kid, I mean, he arguably was the best player on the ice that game. They played. Who did they play? I forget, but they played Calgary, and it was the kid was the best player on the ice.
Luke Hughes?
Luke Hughes was. Yeah.
Luke Hughes. I think he's going to be on that team.
I think he needs to improve his style, like with his skates and stuff. And I think Jack needs to take him under the wing and be like, fella.
I think he's still just a kid.
Throw up a Luke Hughes picture there for me, Casey, if you can. Full gear on.
You don't like the way you
Well, let's help Pete.
socks down low or what?
I think the socks could use a little work here. Maybe I'm nitpicking here.
I just care how he plays, Obes.
Yeah,
I think he's got good. I don't mind the style.
yeah, that's better than I thought. That's a good pick. Yeah, maybe he does go. Maybe what are you smoking, Obes? Hey?
What the fuck? He plays with his head up though. All these pictures.
Well, yeah, he can skate like, I mean, unbelievable.
Kids,
It's safe to say he has the worst style of all 3 Hugheses. On ice style.
Well, the other 2 are, we've seen.
I mean, Jack's style's nasty.
Would you have said that his first 2 years in the league? Like, would you have?
I'm talking just equipment, the way he wears the gear. That's all I'm talking.
Now we see him with all these highlight goals, so we're really loving his style.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Your style does get better as your career moves
You
on.
become a fucking stud with all these, you're dangling everyone, you're scoring 100 points a year.
Bank account starts getting a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at these USA goalies. I know we went through Canada, but what do you think Canada does with the goalie situation this time?
Game 1 starter. Case closed. What Jordan Binnington did in the Four Nations proved me wrong and a lot of people wrong. Jordan Binnington is a starting goaltender for Game 1. I don't even think it's a question.
No, not at all.
Right?
But you bring Aiden Hill in.
Unless Carey Price is coming out of retirement.
And Stuart Skinner, if you can win these last 2 games, God damn it. Maybe
we're going to kid Montreal might have a shot if he gets off to a good
Montembeault, yeah. But I just think you got to go with Binner to get, unless Binner comes off and he's having an awful year with the Blues or something, maybe. But I still think Coop and the boys take him just because of what he proved.
100%.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
I was worried going to the Four Nations. I was really worried.
I was too. Oops, I was wrong too.
By the way, KC, what do you think back there? Your goaltenders are going to be better than ours, and that's why you're going to win the Olympics? You said the same thing at the Four Nations, bud. What happened there?
Very true. Very true. But, hey, those margins were close.
Oh, listen, I love USA hockey, man. We are so lucky.
Look at this back end. That's scary, too.
No, you guys are good.
Yeah, you could have put Zach Werenski in before McAvoy, but
yeah, 100% you could have.
Yeah, that's probably a good call, Uppy.
Yeah.
And this Sanderson's
a player now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, boys. Listen, the official ice size 200 feet by 85. So we got a lot of width, eh?
It's got some girth out there.
Throw a little cross ice sauce. Bing! Come down. Sit, baby, sit. That's a lot of fucking extra room out there.
Yeah.
I remember when I first went over there, I was in Finland. They have hybrid. It's not quite 85. I think it's like 70 maybe, but still you look out like in Austria I was like, I'm not going all the way out there.
No,
this guy's got to come this way eventually, and he's got to come to me.
Just play the dots stay the same.
I told Troy G. Ward, you can show me all the video, I'm holding the dots, fella.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell me to go there, I ain't going. Richie, a couple teams that we talked about that jump out to us: Switzerland, Germany, they're top 6 here. I'm excited. I can't wait to see Germany in there. Draisaitl, Stützle I love. Seider's a beast. It was a bummer that Draisaitl couldn't play in the Four Nations. So those 2 top 6s, look out for Germany, huh?
Right with Stützle. I love Stützle. That's Seider. Yeah, they got a good team. I mean, like we said it early on the show, everything drops off after these guys. Some of these teams, but a team like Switzerland is just so good defensively. You never know; they can always steal a game.
Yeah. It's going to be tough with the time change, eh? What time is the game going to come on over here? If we're going to have to be fucking...
Should probably be morning, right?
Morning? Ooh, I don't like time.
Well, he's not bad. It's, what is it? From here, 9 hours, 10 hours?
I think it's 8 to 10 hours. Isn't it different? I don't know.
Time change?
Yeah, I was living over in
Yeah, okay. So if it's a 7 o'clock game, we're looking at like...
10 a.m.
It's not bad.
Not bad. If it's a 3 p.m. game, we're in one a bit, but...
Yeah.
They usually do it all for TV too, right? So they'll probably play the 10 p.m. games over there and whatnot. But
yeah, it's exciting stuff, though. I mean, just to represent, you guys are right about representing your country in the Olympics. It's going to be a good sight. So congrats to all those boys. Boys, DK Bets, you got to get some skin in the game. Presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. First and foremost, shout out to T-Rex, Picky and Schmoozy, the first period over club. Thank God I've been betting the first period overs because they have hit in all 5 games. And I had Oilers puck line and money line in game 5. That did not work out. So anyways, the first period overs have hit. Conn Smythe talk again, boys. Up-to-date odds here. Bennett is still the favorite at 175. Marchand at plus 400. To me, boys, I think if it does end tonight, we're recording on a Tuesday. For whatever reason, I'm leaning towards Marchand. I don't know, just maybe because of his age and the deadline pickup, and he gets more, he's better with the media than Bennett, right? Like anytime you see a fucking interview, it's either Chucky or Marshy. I think that factors into it.
It's a good honest take.
I don't know. I just think
if there's emphasis, and you guys might be able to chime in on this, but if there's emphasis of the Stanley Cup final being a little more valued for the Conn Smythe choice than the first 3 rounds, then you have to consider that Marchand's been the guy that scored the biggest goals. He's been the most consistent. He's played in all positions, and these goals are not just tap-ins. They're like one-man effort fucking highlight reels that are going to be etched in hockey history for a long time. This guy, what he's doing at 37 is incredible. So I like your take, Obes. And at 4-1 odds, like it's not a bad thing maybe to think if this guy goes out and scores tonight again or gets 1 or 2, it's maybe his locked up. But then Bennett at -175, he's favored for a reason. He's been the most consistent Florida Panther
For sure.
and scored. But he's got a couple empty netters. He's got some tap-ins. He's played hard. He's been, Richie, you know what it's like to go win a Stanley Cup. He's played hard hockey. He's probably hurt. He's fucking in your face every game. He's stayed disciplined, which is what the Edmonton Oilers have not done. And so, he's valued at 175 because of that.
Yeah. I mean, he does have 15 goals. You know what I mean?
Goals, yeah.
That's pretty. I mean, I think that's up there with the best ever, right? So, I mean, I agree with you guys. I think Marchand for me has been the best player. But like I'm maybe the age factors in, like Ob said, but it's tough to argue. But I just have a soft spot for Marchand just because of his age, I think, too.
Yeah, I bet it's been their best player for the whole 4 rounds, 15 goals. How many goals did Fernando Pisani have that 1 year? 14?
You think he had 12 or 13, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he got that big ticket and never scored. I don't know if he got 13 the rest of his career. I remember that, Fernando Pisani?
Yeah.
Good for him, though.
Call me crazy.
It was 2004?
2004, they beat the Canes. They lost to the Canes.
Was it in 04?
04, before the lockout. Or right after the lockout. The season after the lockout.
God damn.
Yeah, because the Oilers beat the Ducks in the conference finals.
They did, right?
Yeah.
But call me crazy, boys, but I'm going to tickle Draisaitl today before the game starts at +750 because if Oilers win and it goes 7 and they somehow can get a victory, I think Draisaitl's the guy. So that's a fucking bet. That's a good bet.
The thing about Marchand is like in his tight spaces, like he's so good in tight, like inside the phone booth, like the little plays he can make, and you Loop said it, and we're gonna get into the final now, but the one goal he scored in Game 5 where Wallman played it absolutely horrendous, but he went through Wallman's legs and then he moved Wallman's stick, and you're like, you and Loop's like, what a play he made there to move his stick out of the way and grab the puck and go in. And
it wasn't even moved out of the way, Obes. He was strong and prevented Wallman from. Wallman has one hand on his stick, but he prevents him from any sort of chance at getting to the puck. And then once you're jarred, you know what it's like is you're trying to get the puck from someone. Once you get jarred, you're fucked. And that's when your guy can just pulls it past you and brings it to the far side. And then, but the goals are all, the fucking first goal that he went crossbar down, like cross cheese.
Yeah, cross.
It's incredible.
And then,
and then these backhand rolls on the breakaway, like, have we not figured this out yet? Fucking close your
go 5-hole every time?
Yeah. Yeah. His overtime winner against Skinner, and then this one on
3 of them in the series,
yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one in Game 2 hurt, Rich. The one in Game 2 hurt.
Yeah, I mean, this series has hurt my wallet, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I've been on the wrong side of it too. 2 awful plays by Wallman. The pass, grenade, and then look at that. Anytime you end up in your own net on your arse as a defenseman,
It's never good.
It's not a good thing. So we will see. As Updog said, Game 6 tonight. Could be the last hockey game of the season, boys. Wow, it's crazy.
We need Game 7.
We need a Game 7. Cats up 3-2. Listen, I'll start with Game 5. After the way they came back in Game 4, I thought the Oilers were going to come out and fucking take it to the Cats. And the Cats played the best road game that I've seen them play the entire playoffs. When I just talk about locking it down, really much giving Edmonton nothing. I thought Edmonton had a bad game as well, and I'm going to get to that in my milk carton. But from the Florida Panthers perspective, Updog and Richie, I just thought it was the best road game I've seen them play all playoffs. They locked it down. They scored when they got their opportunities. They didn't give up a whole lot, and they made McDavid and Draisaitl, the boys, look kind of slowing off their game out there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was I didn't see them play all season, but that's got to be one of their top road games all season.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was incredible they would have played. I mean, having said that, on the other side of it, I think the Oilers played the worst game they've played in a long time. They look flat. They look tired, out of sync. So, I mean, this has got to be obviously the best game of the season. McDavid's got to be their best player. And if it's not, it's over. So,
yeah, and I
think on this, but
totally, Richie, they came out flat. Edmonton has to find a way to play like the way these Oilers defense and the way their team had locked down games in the series against LA and then Vegas and then Dallas. Like they got to a level of play that I was so shocked. I'm like, is this the same Edmonton Oilers team I was watching the last 3 months? Because their D are actually playing unbelievable. They're all stepping up and doing things that, out of the norm, and it's why they're winning now. They haven't got to that level, which gives me some hope that it's hidden under the skin. and that one lead might just change the way that this series can go. But it starts from the start of the game. They have to find a way to, Connor Brown coming down in the first shift of this fucking game with 30 seconds in and putting it right in Bobrovsky's glove. Like, that needs to go in the net. If that goes
or
in the
fucking pass off the pads for a rebound.
pass off the bat, you cannot shoot that in fucking Bobrovsky's glove. Just
Yeah, get them all.
hit him in the fucking head with a slap something. So
We need to score the first goal tonight, by the way.
yeah, it's not going to be easy. But as you guys both know, and Obi and I, we don't know because we've been there, but you do, Richie. When that cup is in the building, boys, everyone's fucking hands tighten up. Your brain's a little scrambled. You want to make the right play, but you're not thinking quite well because the cup is in the building.
Let me ask you something on that. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I didn't love McDavid's comments about, well, the cup's in the building, and even though it's not,
Said it's not for us. Yeah.
I would have rather him say the cup's in that building and there's no way we're gonna fucking see it. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but like, he's like, oh well, anytime a cup's in the building, it's a great game to play on. Like, cup ain't there for you, bud. The last thing you should be.
He said it.
He said it.
No, I know, but
He's
did you?
saying there's only 2 teams in this situation right now,
Yeah.
so at least they're still there. All the other teams are sitting at home. Fucking.
You mean
I get
Bauer cocky about it? He should have said,
I
just
should have
know
said
we're losing. He should have went.
He
Mark
shouldn't even have
Messier
brought up
style.
the cup.
He should have went Mark Messier.
He
style.
shouldn't even have talked about the cup.
Right.
In my opinion, he should have just been like, we're going in there to win a hockey game. I don't care who's in the building. If my mom and dad are there, the cup or whatever, we're going in there to win a fucking game and bringing this baby back.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I just listen, and I know media's not his favorite thing, and maybe, but I just was like, fuck, Connor, don't even bring up
It
the cup.
isn't his
Don't even bring up the cup. Don't even think about the cup because you can't win it tonight.
No, they asked him though. They asked.
I know,
the
but
pressure now that you're the best player in the world, and you're a game away with the Stanley Cup in the building to not for the second year in a row not to win.
yeah,
So he's like, well, it's a deep question, but I know the cup's here and it's not for us tonight. But no, I'm not. Yeah,
I just think you should have said, listen, I don't care who's in the building. We're gonna go win. We're gonna win a hockey game.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try to win her back on home ice.
Totally.
Yeah.
It was a stupid question probably to begin with. But I don't know. I don't know.
How much pressure do you think is on him?
Listen, I got it right here in my notes. It's his night. It's got to be. He got his first of the series on a beauty in Game 5, but much like he did in Game 5 last year when he went in there and took the game over. It's easy sitting here in the studio saying you got to do that, but when you are the greatest player in the world and you haven't won one yet, and you've been to back-to-back final and your back's against the wall, it's not Corey Perry, it's not Kapanen, it ain't fucking Skinner and all these. It's 97 and then 29, and Kane has to be better too. But it's on Connor tonight to find a way,
Take over the game.
take it over.
Yeah, and hockey's a beautiful sport because it's hard to do that for just one player, but he can, and he has.
That's a good point. It's harder in hockey. It's not like basketball where you just give the ball to MJ and he fucking does his thing and scores 4.
And he's out there for fucking 55 minutes a game, where Connor, you cannot do it. So everyone needs to be good, but they got to follow Connor.
Yeah.
They got to feed off what he's going to do, and they got to be that better too.
And Richie, before we go to you, to answer your question, yeah, I wanted him to go Mark Messier style.
Yeah.
I wanted him to say there's going to be a Game 7.
Fucking.
And I'm gonna be the best player tonight.
I wanted him to say that. I wanted him to say it. Fuck, you know what?
Yeah, try to stop.
You know what? I don't care if the cup's in the building. We're going 7. Next question. You're a fucking idiot. Well, you can't say that.
He could.
You can't say that, Rich, but like, hey, we're going 7. Cup in the building. I don't give a fuck if the cup's in the building. I don't know. I'm worried. Boys. I'm going down with the ship, though, Rich.
I would really, really pray for a power play earlier and get an early power start or something just to spur him, get him going, get this,
The NHL's got to want 7, right?
Oh,
You got to
no
think.
kidding.
They got to be fucking.
You got to think they're going to get some
Double
calls
action.
tonight.
Yeah. The refs got to come on here. Give us something here.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see what happened this morning, boys, with the Verswaggy fucking out on the ice by himself on the ice that they weren't practicing on? The Panthers in their little 2-sheet unit were on one ice, and the Oilers had the other practice ice but weren't supposed to go out till, say, 11 a.m. And he was out there right till 11, and then they were like, hey, get the fuck off the ice. And they're like, well, we have it till 11, right? He just pulled a fucking cunt.
Zenik Konopka would have went out and fought him.
Yeah.
It's like back in the day if Konopka was on the other team, would have went out and
So
fought him.
even to the point where the Zamboni driver came out to flood the ice, and all the others were like, fuck you. We're just going to, get off the ice already.
Little gamesmanship, Richie.
Love it.
Or non.
I guess I saw something on social media that I guess the chirps in these series are like so offside they can't even talk about them.
This is what we talked about, Obes. I'd love to pay $10 and hear all that shit.
Yeah, right.
Pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view chirp.
$9.99. You get to hear everyone fucking chirping each other's girlfriends and shit.
I mean, you wouldn't hear the chirps if they were making money off that. Fuck.
Wow, fuck.
The guys wouldn't chirp
If it goes towards hockey-related revenue, you might.
No, but I'm saying the guys aren't going to give up the fact that they whacked someone else's girl or something.
Well, you have to do it. Like, there's always cameras rolling, right? So,
Yeah.
there's mics everywhere. Just how much are they going to let us see?
But it's all got to go through old Betsy, though, to get put out there.
Yeah, don't even get me going. Good point. Don't even get me going where you're going, Gary, here. Jesus Christ. Don't even get me going. Oilers lines tonight. Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, the Worm. I like this. Kane, Draisaitl, Kapanen, Skinner. I'd have Arvidsson in, but Henrik, Frederick, Polkols, and Janmark Brown. You got to get Kane going somehow. He's been so bad, Richie. Like me and Loops and Up, we watched Game 5, and we just not engaged, not anything. So maybe if you bump him up and play him with Draisaitl, maybe that gets him going. But as much as they need McDavid and Draisaitl, they need Kane to have a big game here tonight to do something.
And they certainly do. Yeah, I agree with you. Hasn't been great. He was really good early in the playoffs when he first got back. He seemed like he had that piss and vinegar and excitement. Now he just kind of seems like he's tailed off a bit. Also, I think that third line again, they haven't done anything.
Adam Henrique, someone tell him
needs
to
to do
started.
Yeah. Frederick needs to chip in. You know what I mean? They need it tonight.
The thing about Freddie, I think he's trying as hard as he can out there.
He's trying. He's getting there.
I know. I don't know if Henrique is trying as hard as he should be. I'm going to say this. Matthias Janmark scores tonight. If the Oilers win, Janmark scores.
Bush has one, too, I think.
Bush bomb. Stuart Skinner in the pipes in Game 6. Got to go back to him.
Kick.
Yeah, he's got a kick. We'll see, boys. We see. I hope there's a Game 7. Up dog. I'm TBD if there is about going up there. We'll figure that out if they get the fucking job done tonight here. So, speaking of Game 7, if there is one, get this guy Labatt Blue. Brought to you by Labatt. With Labatt, you can buy beer and get gear. Go to their website, snap a photo of your receipt, and upload it to gain points towards exclusive merch. Any size, any product, anywhere you're buying Labatt. Sign up at rewards.labattusa.com. I got two boys. I'm dishing 2 blue lights here. Congrats to Connor Hellebuck. You won the Hart and Vezina, the last guy since Carey Price. It's hard to win it as a goalie. We talked about it heading into it. I thought he was going to get it done this year because it just, he hadn't won yet. Draisaitl already had his. Cooch has won his. So Connor Hellebuck, get yourself a Labatt Blue, fella. And then finally, Paul Colson scored one in Podsy in Game 3. I know we're going back a bit, but I got to give the guy a blue light. I've been all over him all playoffs. He's trying his balls off. Finally, Draisaitl pulled him aside at the end of practice and said, hey, let's work on going to your backhand here, bud. Hey, let's just go like this. And sure enough, it paid off. So, boys, those are my 2. Get yourself a Labatt Blue. Maybe Paul Colson can bang another one in up, dog.
Love it, Obes. I'm going to just follow that up on that game because we obviously see Game 3. It was a shit kicking, but Nurse stepped up and had a great fight. And in Game 4, he was the sole reason in the second period that team was able to come back from a 3-0 deficit to win. He scores an epic goal from the corner and I thought was just great. So Darnell Nurse, he needs it again tonight, but get yourself a couple beers and the flight home for Game 7 is going to be that much better with a couple beers in the cooler sitting next to the card table, fella.
Fucking A, up, dog, eh? Get a win, have a couple blue lights on that fucking 8-hour flight back to Edmonton there, buddy, and get ready for a Game 7. So we'll see what happens. Updog's got the T-shirt on, the hat. He's fucking dying. He's living and dying. His kid Beckham's wearing a McDavid jersey. This guy's fucking committed to the oil, I'll tell you that. Rumor mill time here at Missin Curfew. Shout out to our boy Dave Pagnotta. Guy's collecting his air miles, man. Fucking flying Edmonton, Florida.
Paying for that 4th period.
Him and fucking DB, someone's got deep pockets around there.
Fucking right.
Rumor is Bennett's going to stay right where he is, 8 times 8. We talked about the no state tax. We kind of agreed to disagree. This is a prime example of no state tax helping you out because 8 in Florida is like 10 anywhere else. Why the fuck would he go anywhere? Selfishly, as a kid who grew up in Ontario, I would love to see Sam Bennett play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. However, I get it. They got a beautiful little practice facility in Fort Lauderdale. There could be the 2-time back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. I wouldn't leave either, probably ups.
I think it's a good deal. I don't think he wants to leave, Obes. I think any situation, grass is probably not greener. And if they can find a way to keep this guy, who knows if they have 3 more runs at the Cup. They got guys locked up and they're a good team. So he deserves whatever he's going to make. And I trust he makes the right decision. But Dave Pagnotta, boys, he's usually not wrong, fellas. He's not wrong.
Yeah. Well, think about he's comfortable there. His career's took off since he got there. Why would you not? Why would you leave?
You know what? And Loop's made a great point of if you go somewhere else for $10 million a year, now you have the pressure of putting up points, right?
Yeah.
Like you go to Toronto, you get $10 million and you have 45 points. You're going to have some fucking knuckleheads out there, right, Richie, that are going to be all over you. Like, he's not produced. He's not worth it. Like,
He'll be miserable.
yeah, I know.
Just stay where you are, enjoy, win maybe another couple, have a couple good another runs, maybe another cup. Enjoy your life. Have a great membership somewhere. Tee it up.
Yeah, adios with Chucky. I just as a guy who grew up in the 401 there, and you know Wendell and Dougie and Matts and the boys. If you ever went back and won one as an Ontario boy, you would be. I mean, what you would be to the Leafs for the rest of your life would be insane. I mean, the amount of love you would get throughout that city forever for the rest of your life would be. They have the best alumni in the league as it is right now. But if you went in there and broke this drought of 57 years.
Yeah.
Does that not fuel? Does that fuel? No, not when you look outside Fort Lauderdale.
It does, but the bullshit that fucking's followed around the Leafs, and you know maybe that ends this year with Marner not there, but he's just living a good life, and he's going to be a Stanley Cup champ no matter what. Fuck, and he's playing for Team Canada. Like he's done his part.
Yeah, Marner's gone. He canceled his fucking charity golf tournament in Toronto.
Bye.
And they're like, the headline was great. They're like, due to Mitch's conflict of schedule this year, it's been postponed and canceled. I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess that's
He's on the July 1 tour, free agency tour, which isn't a bad tour to be on. That's fucking.
I was never on that tour.
That's better than retirement.
I was
tour.
drunk at the cabin with Richie on Market Street, July 1st in Ottawa is where I was. Remember that little fucking Marriott we stayed at, fellow? Wasn't that nice? Oh. Right in the mix. So, David P., guy's a warrior, man. Last little bit in the rumor mill, boys. The NHL and NHLPA is talking to the CHL about allowing teenagers to play in the AHL, which I think is good, right? There's certain guys that continue to go back to junior. But what I'm worried about for all of us are CHL grads. You see Gavin McKinnon now. He's going to Penn State. Now if guys can leave early to go to the AHL, like what's going to happen to, the CHL? That's the only thing I'm worried about here. Like Gavin McKenna just said, I've had enough of medicine. I'm going to
There's not going to be many of those. Well, there will. That's a bad comment. I think there's going to be some of the top tier guys leave and go spend a year, but I still think it's going to hold its, it's going to hold its prestige to be a young Canadian hockey player wanting to go play in the WHL or the OHL or the Q. And that should never change. I think the competitiveness will stay where it should be, but the top tier guys, yeah, if you can go get paid and play a year in Penn State, get $1.5 million, fucking yeah, I'd go.
Yeah,
I think it's going to make kids that much hungrier to put themselves in a spot where some college wants to pay them for their last year. But I still think like the 16, 17, 18-year-olds are going to play in the dub no matter what, and that's going to stay competitive.
It does hurt the overall product. To me, I'd rather see them say you're allowed to go as a teenager to go play in the playoffs or something.
Yeah.
Instead of going to play the season.
Like a prime example, Richie would have been of that Easton Cowan this year. Like instead of him going back to London and winning the OHL, win the Mem Cup, he could have went and played for the Marlies. Like, what do you think's better for him?
I'm not sure what's better for him, to be honest. I think everyone's different, but maybe go play the playoffs or be able to go do something like that. Like, Jeff Carter and Mike Richards did back in the day and win. And
Yeah. They won with the Phantoms.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, college is the way, hey? 40 games. You work out all the time. You just
to be part of an alumni.
But for your development, like it's just like you work out and you play for less games. You're not riding the bus and fucking. Right?
And this kid, look at this kid. He needs to fill out too.
Yeah.
This is going to be huge for him. Not you riding a bus in Medicine Hat and fucking getting stuck in Alberta, fucking snowstorms. The kid's going to be, smoking pot with all the guys in fucking college. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he is for sure. Like, I mean, it's going to be it's a life-changing kind of year for him. Like
CHL and the Western League more than Ontario League builds character though.
Yeah. Well, it does. So we
don't need all these soft college kids coming into the NHL here. Right?
Well, he's built character. He's built some character. He's got 2 years.
1 year?
About 2, I think, right?
Oh, 2? You played 2?
I don't know, actually. I think this was his second year in the league.
Yeah, he was like a special exemption, wasn't he?
Yeah, at 15.
Okay, so he rode the bus for 2 years.
That's good enough. We'll give him a pass.
Yeah. Is he getting $1 million a year to go down there?
I don't know yet, Kyle. I don't know if that became public knowledge, but I would say it's minimum $1 million, probably maximum $1.5 million.
Tell you what, that's nice to walk around Penn State campus making $1 million, eh?
going around.
Like, how you doing, sweetheart? We're making $1 million, right? Well, glad to see you in.
Yeah, and then the quarterback walks by, he's making 10. You're like, oh,
Oh yeah, fuck the quarterback. That's the only guy that can outslay you there. Is the quarterback's making 6.
that's fun.
Imagine being able to go to school and make $1 million, play hockey at college.
And this kid deserves it all. He's generational, I think.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Quench hydration, eh, fella? Isn't he a quench guy?
He is.
Yeah,
He's a quencher.
We're moving on here at Missin Curfew. Speaking of hydration, it's milk carton time here at Missin Curfew. I'm doing it again, boys. Hopefully I don't get us blackballed from anything, but I'm putting the fucking AHL in the milk carton again. I don't understand why there was only one game in between game 4 and 5, one day off. I really do think it favored the Panthers. Maybe that's because I was on the wrong side of it. But to me, the Oilers look flat. They look tired. Their game's more about speed and regrouping and coming at them. And I just thought, personally, that it favored Florida. And I just don't understand why we've come this far. If you want to talk about redoing the whole thing and having no hockey in June, I could sit down and have a conversation about that. But we've come this far. Richie, I'll start with you because you won one. What's the big rush here? Like, there was no basketball on Sunday. Now, you said they wanted it on a Saturday night hockey night in Canada. Well, boys got nothing else to do in Edmonton or whatever. Sunday night's fine. They can still tune in. I really do think that one day of traveling all the way back on a 7-hour flight, why not give the boys the extra day, Richie? Rest is a weapon. I'm putting the NHL on the milk cart. I didn't like it, and I thought it was a sloppy game because it was one day off.
Yeah, you're probably right, Obes, right? Like, Edmonton's, the skating skill team. It probably hurt them more than it hurt the Panthers, obviously. We saw that from the product on the ice. But it was fair for both teams. Obviously, they both had to play. But I agree. Sunday night, that would have been one hell of a day of sports, right? You get the U.S. Open, roll way into the NHL game. Everyone's rested. And then you could have went back and played again tonight, right? Like, so that would be Sunday, Monday. Yeah, it would have had an extra, so.
Yeah, so you play Sunday. So they would have went Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. Yeah. Instead of going Tuesday, Friday.
7 Saturday. Yeah, you're probably right, Obes. It probably wasn't a great move, and I don't know the scheduling part, what happened, or who knows if there's something booked or concerts or bullshit. But.
Was there anything booked in Edmonton?
Gretz had a tea time. Fuck, he didn't make
Well, listen, if Gretz had a tea time, then it's okay. If Gretz had a fucking tea time, then it's okay. Whatever Gretz needs. I'm being serious.
There was a commitment there. Golf game.
I guess Panger's been just teeing it up more than anyone in the final, eh? He even said that on air about how much golf he's been playing.
He's
Panger.
a good golfer. Fuck is he ever?
Tiny short game.
I was told our boy within the NHL, don't need to say his name, but he said it's a TV conflict. Now, whatever the hell that means, it means that TNT, did not want to compete with like a USA Today or something, and it hurt. It hurt our Oilers. It did. It hurt. It hurt.
It hurt. You know who it hurt too? Poor Corey Perry. Hey, telling Paris there's an extra day.
Totally.
But let's put ourselves in that situation. And Richie, you've been there. You've won one. Okay, so we win game 4. You should go to bed. You get up. You fly all day. You get back to Edmonton. What time? Dinner time?
Yeah, you get up. You're getting there late, right?
You get there late, so now
you're gaining some time. But
yeah, you go home, you eat. Next thing you know, you're up. It's game day. It's just like fuck. It just seemed rushed to me. I'm like, give these boys. Yeah. And Richie's right. It's the same for both teams, but they don't have Corey Perry at 41 years old or whatever. It's Bears. Ford Perez. He fuck.
His legs probably never feel good, right? But
but I'm sure Perez in game 5 was like, oh boy.
You know what we really need is we need Bobrovsky to have a bad back.
Just let one stinker in tonight.
He needs to have a bad groin.
Richie, I said that to Ups and Loops. Let one stinker in.
One stinker.
Can you just let one squeeze through your arm for fuck's sakes, Bob?
Yeah, we need a 5-hole, 7-hole, something where he mishandle a puck behind the net and he got shoot one.
Oh my God! How scared was Calvin Pickard to play the puck there in game fucking 5?
Holy fuck!
Loops is like he doesn't like Loops. He's scared to come out and play it. But that was also a determining factor. Like these little rims in game 5 that Skinner can play the puck.
Yeah.
And Binner can play the puck. That was another thing I learned in the Four Nations. Binner can play the puck as good as
he's probably the best puck handler out there for the Warriors.
Listen, boys, I was just thinking this too, and I love TNT. That obviously they're friends of the show, and I love Steve Levy. I'm sure they're getting tired. Like, do you think in the finals, instead of just giving it to one network, maybe you split it? Like the first 2 games are TNT, then ESPN, game 5 TNT, game 6 ES to get both looks. Like I don't know. Like during the course of the playoffs, you get both looks, right? And then the final comes, and it's all TNT and no. I would like to hear what Mess had to stay here and leaves, and even PK maybe.
No, I think it's Steve was up there with what's his name,
Weeksy. Yeah, they're covering it like post game.
Totally, but I think I think the announcers really get a heartbeat on the series. So in a way, like, do they get tired? Yes. Are they overworked in a 7-game series from Florida to Edmonton? 100%. But I think like they really understand the heartbeat of the series and to tell the storylines because they're in the action. So for one series, I think it works best just to have the one team on it. But you're right. Up until now, they've split. There's been some series where
it's a lot of travel for them too.
Yeah.
Even though they're flying private, most of them, it's still a lot of travel.
Air heavy metal.
Speaking of flying private, yeah, shout out to Jesse, Air heavy metal. I did see a little behind the scenes thing of Gary flying up to Edmonton for he was there for game 1. He had the private jet, and let's just say there was room on there for Big Georgie and Getsy. I don't know why they didn't pick him up on the way there, but Gary had the whole bird to himself. Whole bird to himself. Didn't take Bill Daly wasn't even on it. Bill had to fly. Hey, Gary, come on, let the boys jump on.
Might have been coming from Toronto or somewhere else too. You never know. But
yeah, a little pit stop.
give my boy a break. Let him fucking do his thing.
Little pit stop. He'll pick up the boys in Nashville there. Everybody will pit stop. Pick them up. It's been a great final. TNT's done a hell of a job. Me personally, I would like to see an extra day there in between games, but it is what it is. But thank you to the NHL for everything they do for us because they are good to us. Just give them my opinion here, boys. I don't want to get blackballed. So, moving on, it is the Jägermeister Iciest Shot of the Night, presented by Jägermeister. Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister, damn, that's cold. For more info, visit Jägermeister.com. And fellas, always drink responsibly. KC, fire it up here for us. And speaking of Bob, boys, I know these guys know this, but he goes down. And tonight, if you're looking, whiz it by his fucking ear. But here's the doctor, as Jay Swish calls him. But as a defenseman, we talked about the shot, Richie. It's a hard shot to get, but here it comes down the wall. Down goes Bob. Short side, fucking spink dink. That is the Jagger. Damn, that's cold. Iciest shot of the night. Such a hard shot for a defenseman to get. But a great job here by Nurse by getting wide. Just kind of outside the dots. And boom. It's an unbelievable shot, fellas.
And it's happened tonight, boys, and I couldn't love it more if it happened against this line for the Florida Panthers, too. This line that's just been running around fucking
what a shot.
Everyone. This was a good team effort, and this got the boys a little life. It got them back in the game. I'm hoping that we don't need a comeback win tonight. I'm hoping that this game is played on our toes right from the get-go, but that's a great shot, boys. That's well-deserved. The Jägermeister iciest shot of the night, fella.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've seen, Obes, is everything's got to be up top on this guy.
Gotta be. Can't score low on him.
That's where he's vulnerable a little bit. If he's vulnerable anywhere, it's up top, over his shoulders, over his glove. So hopefully Nursey's got a big game in him tonight. Do that again.
Got to shoot high on him. Low, he's just
shoot high.
You can't get. Yeah, that's such a good shot. Like as a D man, like you see that to hit that. Damn, that's cold.
If
good.
you miss it, it's out of the zone.
You miss it out of the zone. They got forwards yelling at you. Hit the fucking net. You're like, sorry boys, I know.
Yeah.
Right.
I had the corner. I had it.
It was open. Did you not see it? Yeah, we missed the net by 15 feet. Holmes, for fuck's sakes.
Connor, you do it all the time. Fuck, why can't I?
Yeah, I'm just saying that. Shut up, Connor. Fuck.
Just because you do it.
You missed that the odd time, but last but not least here, around the National League, the best league in the world. Richie, we're a couple, Eastern Ontario boys. The voice of the Leafs for 40 plus years, Joe Bowen. Holy Mackinac. No one calls a better game. He's hanging him up. I'm sure he will have his little, picture retired in the Scotiabank Arena, formerly the ACC. He had lots of great broadcasts at the old Maple Leaf Gardens. But Joe Bowen, all I can say is holy Mackinac, Richie.
Oh, baby. We'd be ripping the tar off the 401, me and my dad going to games, and he'd be on the radio. We don't have the radio in the car going for the Leafs games, and just his voice was just iconic, and it'll be missed, that's for sure.
The guy who does it with them there is an absolute beauty, too. Let me look up his name. Jim Ralph. Ralph. He's a fucking beauty.
Yeah.
There used to be this golf tournament, Steve Larmer, the Peterborough Professional Alumni Golf Association, all the boys around from Peterborough in the area, and Jim Ralph was the fucking, and he gave a fucking speech one night, boys, that had the boys in just tears.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, Shane O'Brien's here from the Anaheim Ducks. Yeah, tough defenseman. Put 4 people in the hospital this year. 2 in the maternity ward. 2 in the maternity ward. He's just a beauty. Then when I'm talking to him, he's just hacking darts after the game. But Joe Bowen, legend. He will be missed. I was like you, Rich. although I did love Harry Neal and Bob Cole too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Harry Neal and Bob Cole were unbelievable. Richie, fella, thank you, my man. Enjoy the game tonight. Dog, fella, I hope you get your game 7 here. I'm going down with the ship. I got Oilers plus 140. Thank you to Hall Pass Media, Kyle, Casey, Conway, Max, the ice pick up. Dog, that was Missin Curfew.
Fellas, go Oil.